Hello everybody, thank you for watching our video. This is Jimmy Wu from Prowork Pacific Inc, your licensed architect. Before we start our topics, so we're going to ask for your support, right? We want you to give us a like, leave us a comment, and then share our video with your friends, and don't forget, subscribe us. After you subscribe us, then you will not miss our other update video. Today, I want to continue a kind of extend topic from our previous video talking about how to avoid bad contractor or designer. One item I've talked about is about the fee proposal. When you look in the contract, when you look in the fee proposal, you got to be careful. So some people ask me, so what is inside one fee proposal? What should we look at? So today I want to talk about what you should have, in a fee proposal, especially when we see some for design portion, design professional. Like I say, I know some homeowner, right? They want to save cost, save money, so they are hiring some draftsman for their project. And some owner, when they come to me, oh Jimmy, I don't know that, when I hire him, and then after I pay, when he do the job, he say I gotta pay extra this, extra that, and then end up is my fee gonna be a lot, right? Today I want to share with everybody, when you look at one fee proposal for design, what should you, seeing in the fee proposal, okay? And if you find that, something like not right or not in there, then you should ask questions. In a fee proposal, especially for design, okay, there's some basic thing you will see, okay, about schematic design, preliminary design, and then construction drawings, right? Now, that is something we call breakdown, right? Usually, this is a breakdown item. Now, if you see one proposal from a so-called design professional, and they just say, oh, okay, I will design your house, so and so, or address, or whatever TMK, and then my scope of work, or design and draw a house 2-story, or whatever. Then that's it. And then they say, okay, sign. How much is it? How much my fee? And then the fee square schedule. Then you got to be careful because you want to look for some breakdown. In this breakdown, then the design professional should list it what is in the fee. Okay, otherwise, then later on they say, oh, I don't include this, you gotta hire this, you hire that person. Then argue between the homeowner and the, design professional, either architect or draftsman, right? So the basic stuff he should list. You expect to see what kind of design, how the schematic design, the 2D design, and then preliminary design, more than the plan, just in beginning, it's a space design, right? Like I mentioned about, we will do space design, layout, 2D, and then we also do 3D, and then floor plan, elevation section. Those are design is we call preliminary design. And then when we set those design, then we move to, construction drawing. So at least design is one portion and construction drawing is another one. Now, some people, they will put, now I'm talking about some scope of work, they will put that optional, or they don't even include, but they should include, to me, in my point, because that is part of the project for especially for residential. For example, is the ESCP, the stormwater quality review. The ESCP, I know that some draftsmen, even some architects, sometimes in DPP for big project, for the ESCP, they will require civil engineer. But for residential, usually whoever doing the design, even the draftsman or the architect, they should be able to handle that. Now, even they are not able to handle, but they should, hire, they should be part of the design work, because to getting a building permit, submit ESCP is part of it. It should be in the drawing. You cannot submit a set of drawing without ESCP plan and then get it approved. So that should be part of the design drawing, right? So ESCP, you should seeing that is one of the item. No matter is, the draftsman will do it or architect do it, or he has somebody else do it, but that should be one of the item. But sometimes I find some draftsmen, they exclude that in their fee proposal and just don't mention that. And also is architect or structural engineer stamp drawing and calculation. That's particular for some draftsman fee proposal. That is kind of tricky. They say, oh, I design for you, I do the drawings. And then after they finish drawing, they will tell the owner, oh, you know what, you gotta find someone to stamp your drawing. You gotta find someone to do a structural calc because I don't know how. Now, again, that should be part of the design. Even though if the draftsman, you don't have a stamp, right? You don't have structural stamp, architect stamp, you don't know how to do the calculation, but it is part of the design project. Without engineer stamp or calculation, how can you get this project done to obtain a building permit, right? So that is part of it. You should have that in your fee proposal, although it's not done by you. And draftsmen, if they don't put that, okay, that is something not right, because owner, you don't pay for that, then you won't even get a permit, with whatever he draw, right? So that is part of it. So you should see that if that is in there. And permit routing also. I have seen some draftsmen, architect, they don't handle permit routing. Okay, they will hire people for route the E-plan permit because they are not familiar about the E-plans, right? So they hire someone. It's fine, okay? It's fine. So I know there's a permit router. Even us, we handle the permit routing, E-plan permit for architects, for engineers, which is some old timer. They are not familiar with the computer system, so they need people to handle E-plans, right? So, but in their proposal, they should list it as one of the items they will charge the client, right? It's not necessarily it could done by him, but he should charge it as, okay, this part for permit routing, how much you charge it, right? And rather than skip that item, and then when the time they finish drawings, and then they tell the owner, oh, you know what, you go find somebody else to route the permit, to submit to DBP for you, okay? That is something that owner, when you see in the fee proposal, that's something that you will look for. You should look for that. If they don't mention in the fee proposal, then you should ask for, how do I route? Who gonna submit for me? Are you gonna submit it or who else, right? Because we try to avoid that is, there's some people, they try to cut down all this fee and make his fee looks very low, very affordable. And then after owner sign it, and then when they do the drawing, then they start adding up after the fact, right? After you sign the contract, and they start adding up all this fee to the owner, right? And also, like if there's residential, we have SCP, architect, permit routing. And also, if there's a commercial, let's say if that was a tenant improvement, bubble tea, restaurant, office, right? In a commercial project, I have the other video talk about, right? You will need mechanical engineer, electrical consultant, right? Or sometimes civil engineer. So now those we call consultant because those consultants supposed to be under the architect. Yeah, architect, we do the architectural drawing, and we coordinate this project with this consultant to finish up mechanical, electrical, structural, civil, all as a package. That should be part of the design drawing too. So that's why the architect, when they do this, they should be include all this rather than if I have seen one, draftsman, the draftsman do a commercial project and only give architectural drawings, okay, to submit a permit. And then when DPP come back, say, hey, what is your M drawing? Where's the E drawing? And then he go back to the owner and say, oh, you gotta hire mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, structural. You go hire your own. And then he just drop it. And then the owner, how do I know? I mean, who should I hire? And how do I coordinate? The owner, just an owner, right? Come to our office and ask us to help, right? So that kind of thing is the owner getting trapped pretty much, right? And then they feel like they're getting scammed by the, draftsman. Because draftsman say, oh, I don't know, you gotta find somebody else. And he doesn't even know this is a, commercial project. You need this engineer, right? Or consultant. So that is something, be careful because if you do, especially some business owner to try to do business and try to hire draftsmen, then you be careful. Even townhouse, I have another video talk about townhouse, right? So you gotta know that if this is a commercial project, you gotta see that if this fee proposal include this consultant. If it doesn't, just ask, then how? Why? Who? Right? Why not include it? It's supposed to be part of the drawings, right? And then additional service is we know that we have third-party review, right? Some architect, draftsman, it's fine. It's not included. It's fine, but they got to list it, right? If they included the third-party review, they also should list it. And then also as a homeowner or even business owner, when you're hiring a design professional, you should ask him to, do you include the third-party review on this project, or I have to hire, look for someone to do the third-party review if you want to expedite the permit process, right? So that is some item that you should look for in the fee proposal. And also, now this last one is very important, is exclusion items. Means in the fee proposal, important to talk about what is in the scope of work, right? In the fee proposal. And also, it's very important to tell what is not included in this fee proposal. Like before I talked about survey, right? Topo survey, site survey, soil engineering, right? Those we, do not include, or whatever. Anything else, if not included, you should ask the design professional should list it. And usually architect or engineer, when they do project, when they put fee proposal, they will list what is not included in our service, right? So that is something you look for. And then don't hesitate. If you get questioned about fee proposal, you got to talk to and ask detail. And then during the process, when you find a lot of things, this design professional, if it's this is adjustment or this is an architect, but a lot of fees, he tried to hide it and not mention it, and he will expect you got to pay it later. That is something that you should be aware of. So be careful, because that is something not a good signal for a responsible or professional design professional. So if you get more questions, don't hesitate, leave us comment or email us, all right? So we will answer you. And then again, give us a like, leave us comment, share this with your friend, and also don't forget to subscribe us. Thank you very much.